So we will continue with direct inheritance, which we were unable to complete yesterday. Okay, but just a request to every one of you. So whenever you wanted to ask me any questions, okay, I mean like questions, it may be or doubts, whatever it is, you should be asking me only about what is currently running or we are talking about, or maybe the yesterday's class like that. That is okay, but do not ask me any deviation questions or any future, I mean like upcoming topics related. So that will make other students, they will get deviated. Okay. So it will not create any interest for the people who are there. So that's why if you want to ask me any such questions, personally ask me through my WhatsApp. You can send a WhatsApp message to me, then I will clarify. Let's go ahead now and start. Direct inheritance. So direct inheritance continuation. Okay. Direct inheritance is a relation, inheritance relation defined between the classes of current application with the classes of built-on application. So what we do is, I will take the screenshots again today also for direct inheritance. See. So we will go with an observation first of all. Okay. Once this is completed, we are good to proceed further with implementing business functionalities and related things we will start. So just spend your time here. Okay. And here you go now. So first let's look at the functionalities, not the functionalities, the direct inheritance relation between the work class. Work class means class group, right? Class group is the one where transaction can be initiated. Relation between the work class, that is class group, and the work class of implementation application and framework application. Implementation application and framework application. These two we are going to see now. 6:30. Okay. Our batch number is 6:30. Yeah? Very good. So today is September 11. Okay. Here you go now. So just observation means you will log into implementation application. Right click on the class group. This is a work class, right? Right click on it. See, if you want to look at the details of anything in Pega, you will go to definition. Define yourself means you say about yourself, right? Same way. So right click, go to definition. Then you see the details about the class group. See, this is work class, which is patternly inheriting from these two classes. Whereas if you scroll down, you can see it is directly inheriting from OOTB class work dash cover dash. It is directly inheriting from OOTB class work dash cover dash. Okay, now? So from this, what we can say, our implementation applications class group means transaction class or work class, you say work class or class group is inheriting. Okay, otherwise I'll write can access the features of Pega platform application. Pega platform application work dash cover dash class. So ultimately, don't bother about work dash cover dash. Just think like, because of this one, our implementation application transaction class can access the features of Pega platform application. Okay. Similarly, let's look at FW application class group definition. FW application class group definition. If I want to open the definition of framework applications class group, should I log into framework application or can I see from here? Actually, you can see from here itself. because by login to implementation application, you can see 3 applications overall. What are those 3? Markel Auto Insurance, Markel Insurance Group, and very bottom Pega. All this you can see by staying in implementation itself. You can see. You can also create there. So actually you don't need framework login. Login details for framework, actually we don't need, because through implementation login, we can create anything within implementation, as well as we can create anything or we can access anything from framework because it is built on. Okay, now here you go. Right click on this, not right click, just backspace here up to organization class, because organization is a common class, right? After that, dash FW, then you will see framework application class group also in the list. Just open this. Again, you choose this and go to the definition of it. Now, sorry, definition of it. Okay, and here you go now. This is also inheriting directly from. So from this, what you can say? Yes, correct. Correct. You are right. Here you go now. So it is directly, it is means I should have written above also. Framework class group. Framework applications class group is directly inheriting from ODB class. So from this, what we can say, framework applications class group can access the features of Pega platform applications work dash cover dash. Same, I am going to draw as a diagram. Just have a look at it once. Okay. So let me copy this. Okay. So at the top level, this is OTB class work dash cover dash work dash cover dash. And after that, just draw one more here. And this is framework class group. This is framework class group. This is framework class group. Okay, now this is framework class group. Next, for your information. So after this, I'm going to draw one more box here. And this is going to be implementation class group. Here you go now. Remove this and copy this. Paste here. Implementation class group. IMPL class group. Okay. So now what you need to do is you need to draw inheritance. That is, so from the existing design that Pega provided when we run the wizards, Pega is providing like this because it is not providing as we want. We will customize this. You can see this can access the features, and this line, whatever I have drawn here, you need to understand this line as direct inheritance. You need to understand this line as direct inheritance. This line represents direct inheritance diagrammatically, right? So from this, what we can say, framework implementation application class group can access the features of framework application class group and work dash cover dash, as well as framework application class group can access the features of work dash cover dash. So, and next, implementation application. Framework applications class group can access the features of Pega platform. Implementation can access, but implementation application class group cannot access the, I'll write down like this, I'm sorry, cannot access the features of framework application class group. Framework application class group, it cannot access the features of that. Understand clear, everyone? Okay, like this, there is something missing by the wizard. When we create, there is something missing. What is missing? Actually, I want my implementation application class group to be able to access the features of framework application class group. So that means if I go to implementation application class group definition, is it okay, comma, if I choose framework application class group also here, mark, what is that? Mark FW, mark mark insurance work. Suppose if I write like this, if I try to save, is it okay mentioning two classes? No. What does it says is, okay. Anyhow, just I will copy from here. Give me 1 minute. Maybe name I have typed wrong.
Markel Iron.
Save this. And it is not accepting. It is saying these two things, whatever is there, does not. It is not trying to understand these are two classes. It is expecting here only one class. Remember this. In a direct inheritance, you can mention only one class, not more than one. Okay, in a direct inheritance, for a given class, you can select only one direct parent, but not two or more. Any one only you can select. So that's one point you need to remember. And for for framework, accessing the features of work dash cover dash is okay for me. But implementation should be able to access. What we want to achieve is, the implementation application, IMPL applications class group. The IMPL applications class group should be able to access the features of framework application class group, as well as Pega platform work dash cover dash. Both should be there. As both should be there, if you try to define two classes, it is not accepting. So then how can I do it? By specifying only one class. First, we will diagrammatically update this. So diagrammatically, you just tell me, what should I draw? What should I erase? After this diagram is modified, what you should achieve is, framework application should be able to access the features of work dash cover dash, as well as implementation should be able to access the features of work dash cover dash plus framework application class group. So can you tell me, where should I draw one connector? So I should draw one connector from framework application class group to implementation application class group. So connecting like this, it should be able to access the features of framework application class group. But the problem is, it has two connectors, parent 1, parent 2. Just now I have shown you, you cannot define 2, right? Then what should I do? I should remove what?
We have to remove that line.
This connector. This connector I should remove. So when I remove this connector, no? So now you just tell me, if I remove this, so now from this diagram, let me take you through. I'm sorry. So from this diagram, what we can say, framework application class group able to access the features of work dash cover dash through direct inheritance. Yes, right? Yes or no? Yes. Similarly, implementation application class group able to access the features of framework application class group. Yes or no? Online students. Yes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Now tell me,
In
from
this
this
implement-
diagram,
Sir,
only tell me what I am asking. Hold on. From this diagram, implementation application class group, can it access the features of Pega platform work dash cover dash? Think about it
Yes.
and tell me.
Yes, it can access.
It can access how?
It can access via IFW framework.
Perfect. It can access like this. So the features of work dash cover dash will come to here, where this framework class group, and from here the features can be accessed into implementation application class group. Yes or no? From there the features can be accessed into implementation application class group. Yes or no? Every one of you. So I told you now, parent of parent is parent. Yes or no? So for implementation class group, the parent is framework application class group. For framework application class group, the parent is the parent is work dash cover dash, and as the parent of parent is parent, your implementation application class group can access the work dash cover dash through this framework application class. This is what we want to practically achieve. Okay, to achieve this, now someone was asking some doubt. What was it?
In that implement, that IMPL is a child or that also a parent?
IMPL is?
Child or a parent?
This is the one, right? You're asking.
Yeah.
See, arrow mark is which side? This side. From here, you are accessing. That's what I mean by arrow mark. That means it will be child. Okay. Now the same, whatever I have drawn here, we practically modified. Okay. So to do this, open IMPL application class groups definition. Open it. IMPL application class group definition. This is what you have previously, right? When you open the definition, you know how to open? You know it, right? Remove work dash cover dash. Remove work dash cover dash. I am removing it because we removed that connector now. I am removing. Now what I should choose here, choose FW class group. So when you wanted to write here, you don't have to manually type. Click the down arrow and type mark. It will highlight with mark. Mark FW work. Suppose in your case, let's say, just consider that while you are trying to do this, in the drop down, you are not seeing framework application class group listed. The framework application class group in your case is not listed below in this drop down. Can any one of you tell me what is the reason it was not listed?
Because it has got
Not in the
already
same
inherited from
organization.
FW framework.
Sir, it will check first whether it has parent. As you selected that checkbox.
This
First.
checkbox I did not talk about. Leave it.
Okay.
I am talking about only this
They're
one.
not in the same organization.
It is not built on
Not
Pega,
about
but
same organization.
It's
Maybe
not
different
in-
organization also. Okay, no problem. But what I am trying to say is when you click the down arrow and come here somewhere in this list, framework application related that class group is not listed. What could be the reason?
Sir, it
Sir,
was
it will
not
be
typed
not
previously.
linked.
Okay. It was not. The
It was
implementation
not typed
application
or
is not
selected.
created on top of a framework application.
Perfect. Yes, I understand this voice. Yes. Now, while creating implementation application, we have created it on top of framework application. That is the reason why this list is showing here. Framework related also shown here. Suppose if I create my implementation on top of Pega platform by mistake without creating on top of framework, it won't show. It won't be showing. Okay. That's the reason why you will not be getting here. So if you make a mistake there while creation of application, the result, I mean, like you will be getting the problem here. Of course, you will not be making such mistake. And that's it about the concepts of inheritance and all. Okay, it's a small practical we have done. Okay, it is just a minute practical. With this, our setup is good as of now. As of now, for us, the setup is good. Later, going forward, we'll change. While explaining about direct inheritance, I did not tell anything about direct inheritance for organization class or division classes. You also don't bother about those things now. Okay, even as you proceed further, you will be able to understand and learn. You focus only up to this part. That is pretty much fair enough. And moreover, we are going to start looking at the things like working on user interface, working on database, business logic without coding, all of those. But before we proceed further into our sessions, let me clarify these things to everyone, whoever has enrolled for the training program. Okay, the process I need to tell you. I will take 5 minutes time. Just listen to me carefully. Otherwise, you will be missing that videos and documents. So for all the students, okay, whoever has enrolled for a training program by making the phase payment, okay, so you should have got access to videos. You should have got access to documents. Documents will be there in Google Classroom. We will not send documents by email or WhatsApp after the enrollments are done. We will upload into Google Drive. What is Google Drive? I will show you for your information. This is a kind of Google Drive. You can see here. This is called as Google Drive. It's not yours. I'm just showing. Sorry, not Google Drive, Google Classroom. So in the Google Classroom, every day I will upload the documents immediately after your class is over. So already they would have given you access or they would have sent you one link. See, admins would have sent you one link on your WhatsApp related to Google Classroom. Click on the link, join the Google Classroom. How do you open the Google Classroom in your Gmail? Suppose you go to your Gmail. So the Gmail, what you have used while registration, go to that particular Gmail. When you go to the Gmail, here in the list, you can find somewhere classroom. Are you able to find that? Go to that Gmail related classroom. Don't open in phone. It won't be perfectly opened all the time. Suppose if you have joined into any of the classes, here it will show like my classes, class name will be shown. Click on that. Inside you will see the documents like this. It will be ordered like the very recent date at the top and old days at the bottom. So what you can do is theory document. If you want, click on the theory document. It will be opened like this in the browser. On the right hand side, you will get three dots. Click on three dots, open in new tab. Then in your laptop, you need to do this. You can see download option. Documents are open for a download for anyone, but not videos. Videos, if you do like this, it will. Videos only you can view. Okay, understand? So that's the process. Now, what about videos? So documents, okay. So in the same email ID, you are already been given with access to videos. You just need to go to the registered email ID and email, and thereby you go to Drive. If someone is going to share you something, you will find those things under shared with me. Someone has shared with me now. Shared with me. Click on shared with me. Then you will find here the folder. What is the folder you will find? A folder you will find by name Pega batch 630. In the folder, weekly folders will be there again. And click on first week folder. You will find the videos by dates. For first week, we have already uploaded the videos into YouTube, right? That's why in the first week folder, you will find a Word document which has the links of YouTube videos. From after we stopped posting YouTube videos, right? Then you will see the video directly uploaded into your Drive. Everyone clear about where to find the documents and where to find the videos? Go to classroom.google.com. You will find in your registered email. Second one, videos. So videos, where you will find, log into your Google Drive. There, where you will go, shared with me, you will find folder Pega batch 630 folder. 630 folder. From there you can see what is being provided. And all of you should have filled the enrollment Google form. So after your fees payment is done, maybe someone who has done the fees payment yesterday night, late night, or maybe today early morning, you will receive the Google form after some time. So the very first thing is, after your fees payment is done, you must have received a Google form, enrollment Google form. You should have filled it. Whatever the Gmail ID, you must fill it, right? You must. After you fill this, then only you will receive the access and all. So after you fill this, you will receive student ID. Where you will get student ID? In WhatsApp only we have shared. They will pin the message. You can see between you and 965253 number. If you go to that, pinned messages, it will be there. Okay, it will be there in the conversation, or mostly they will pin the message there in your call. So student ID will receive. and you will get two links. You will be getting two links. One is Google Classroom link. Google Classroom link. Click and join. Click and join. You will be joining. And next, Google Drive link. Google Drive link. Click and get look. After you click, what it will ask? Is it asking for any OTP? No, directly it is taking up.
No,
So
just
it will take you to
deleting the drive.
videos shared with me folder. Okay. Suppose if you don't click on these links, this link, if you don't click Google Classroom, you'll not get access. Second one, if you don't click also, no problem. You can just go to your Gmail and find out. Okay. Repository places. This is the one. And interview question and answers documents. Okay. And regular interview questions. Today I will upload. Today I will upload the interview questions document, which I have shown on the other day. Interview questions. This is the document, right? I can copy this and I can make it as 630. 630 Pega batch 630 interview questions only. Question and answers documents will be there. That also we will share you. So today they will share. So what I usually do, you know, I will upload here. Okay. For your batch, I will upload at the end of the session. Okay. So that's what the information that I want to provide. So before we proceed further, everyone clear? Okay. Let's go ahead now and look at the things. So what are we going to discuss further after we understand the concept of class, types of classes, inheritance, and this one, types of inheritance in Pega and its types. After this, whatever we discussed about Pega pattern inheritance, direct inheritance, that we practically experience as we proceed further from today onwards. So we are going to look at user interface development. User interface development. That is the first thing. Generally, we have to work on user interface, comma, database, comma, business logic. All this we are going to work on without coding, And whereas initially we are going to start looking at anyhow there will be process. What is that? Process means what? Flow diagram. So initially we are going to discuss about user interface development. So where we are going to start is user interface development. That's our first thing. So we start by going through user interface development. Everyone clear? So user interface development means screens. Because why we are going to start with screens? You will find the environment friendly and you will get some interest when we start with UI. So that's where actually we have to start. So user interface development in Pega, you can do. Okay. How you will do, you know, just don't bother about what I am doing here. Navigations wise, you will be learning slowly everything. So just if you create user interface, I just wanted to let you know that this is all navigations. Okay. Just simply I am doing it. You don't have to think about what navigations I am following. And here you go now. I am going to add something. Okay. I will explain you all of this. You don't have to bother about he is going fast. I'm not able to follow like that here at this moment of time. You focus on the concept only. You focus on the concept. Just like that, I am taking all these things. Okay. Two fields I have taken, just I saved it. I can preview this view UI. I can preview this UI. Preview means just like that you wanted to see what is being developed. This is a preview thing. Okay. So first of all, if you want to create anything in Pega, it is just like navigations plus drag and drops and selections from the drop down. More or less, we will follow that only. Now, what is that I have created in order to design UI? And after creating UI, I double clicked on this and I selected something here. What are these things? I'm going to explain you all these slowly one by one. So your theory class begins now related to working on user interface. While we are going to practically implement all this, We think about inheritance and we find appropriate class parent or child will decide, and accordingly we will create at that particular place. So now Facebook sign up form, Facebook sign up form page. So let's go to Facebook sign up page, login or sign up it is saying. I will go to create new account. So when you go to Facebook sign up page, here you are seeing first name, surname, date of birth, gender, mobile number, password, sign up, already have an account. And here learn more, terms, privacy policy, cookies policy, and create new account. See, this is the browser. In the browser, you got something loaded. What is that something loaded? Just inspect the browser. You can see here, this is something that is getting loaded here. This is something that is getting loaded here. So what are these things, you know? These things are called as controls. What do you call these as? These things are called as controls. I don't know where they have all these things. Here is the anchor tag. You don't need to bother about HTML. Just I wanted to tell you, in HTML language, ultimately user interface is HTML only. Any technology is going to use any of their own developed UI tags, but ultimately it should be related to HTML only. So anyhow, here in the user interface, you are seeing first name. This particular thing is called as a control. Last name, this is one more control. 2, 3 controls, 4 controls, 5 controls, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Many controls are there. Generally, we call them as controls in HTML. But this particular control is specifically called as text input. What do you call it? Text input. And this is called as drop down with a choice. Choice means already predefined things will be there. You can choose one of these. Okay, drop down control. This is called radio button. You know radio will have buttons. No? Radio button control. This is called button control. Sign up is button. Already have an account, privacy, terms, cookies. These are called as hyperlinks. What do you call? Hyperlink means if you click on the link, it will redirect you to a different page. And Facebook, create a new account. These are not clickable. These are called labels. What do you call it? Label. Just a labeling thing. Okay. Now, if you are going to create user interface, in the user interface, you need to add controls. You need to add controls. Controls can be input controls. Input means you enter something. Input means what? Maybe by mouse, you will input something. By keyboard, you will input something. That is called input control. And control can be action control. See, button, are you going to type anything in the button? You're not going to type anything. It is not a value. It is just an action item. Action controls are button and hyperlink. These are action control. Display controls, data display. Label is data display now. Label is neither input nor clickable nor action. It is not input control. It will not accept any data. It will not allow you to click something. It is not input, not action. It is just a display, data display control. So control can be data capturing. Data capturing means input. It will capture the data. Data capture controls, action controls, data display controls. Understand clear everyone? Next. See, these controls are aligned in a proper way. It is not like zigzag. Properly they have aligned into one paper in between the screen. This particular highlighted white color one pane is there, no? This is also been aligned into between the screen, right? So now, like this, if you want to create something in Pega, if you want to create user interface in Pega, you need to deal with a type of rule called as section. What is that? Section. In Pega, anything you create is generally called as a rule, R-U-L-E. Pega rules process command. What is a rule? Technically, you will come to know maybe after 3 days from now. But as of now, anything you create in Pega is a rule. That means application you have created. Application is a rule. with the wizard, it has also created classes. Class is also role. Operator ID you created. Operator ID is a role. So each and everything that you create in a Pega environment is said to be a role. Technical definition I'll tell you later. Now, so you need to create a type of rule. See, there are so many rules. Pega has categorized the rules. Okay, I will tell you one example. I will tell you. Okay, see, you have overall all our rules, right? Like that. You just take an example. There are many fruits. All are fruits only, but there are different categories of fruits. There are different categories of. Okay, let's say overall we have food items. Food items means eatables, right? Eatables is overall like rules, eatable items. Okay, in that if you can have the categories. In the eatables, what are the categories? Just here I can write. Suppose eatable food items. Okay, eatable food items. What are different categories in this? Fruits. Okay, one category. Next, grains. Next, what else will be there?
Vegetables.
Foods, grains, and
Vegetable.
vegetables. Correct. Vegetables. Okay, these are different categories. In each category, you can have a type of fruit. What type of fruit? Fruit type. Okay. Grapes. Okay. Watermelon. Only one watermelon? Many watermelons. So a type of watermelon type of fruit, I can have as many number. Many watermelons can be there. Many grapes can be there. Okay. And grains also you can have many. Vegetables also you can have many. So three levels you are seeing. Overall, everything in Pega is called rules. Everything is a rule. All are rules. Rules are being first thing categorized. Rules are being categorized. So like grapes at one place, grapes and watermelon comes under the category of fruits. Okay, something else will come under the category of grains, and like other things will come under the category of vegetables. Okay, so now here grape is again a type of fruit. Category is different, type is different. Grape is one type of fruit. Okay, and watermelon is one type of fruit. Mango is one type of fruit. Orange is one type. In a type, how many fruits you can have? N number. The same way you see here. There are so many rules available in Pega. Okay, if you right click on the class, you want to create something, create. You are getting one menu. These are rule categories. All are rules. This menu is categories menu. What is that? Categories menu. Rule categories. And if you go inside one category, you are getting another menu. Landing page, we also call it. Another menu. These are what? Under this category, different types of rules. For each type, you can create n number of rules. For each type, you can create n number of rules. You see here, like this. Rules, categories, and then types. Type 1, type 2, type 3, like that. And so you just go to create. There are different rules in Pega. This is categories. So category of data model has different types of rules. Suppose you take a rule type as property, you can create a number of properties in Pega. You can create a number of properties in Pega. Now, the rule type that you need to deal with when you want to design user interface. My goal is I want to develop UI, design UI. If you want to design UI, the rule type that you are going to deal with is under user interface category, there is a type of rule called section. What is the rule type? Section. Section is a rule type using which you can design UI. This rule type is under the category of user interface. Section comes under user interface category. So that tells you navigation. So if I mention the type of rule and what category, you will go to create menu. Then you will find the respective category and you will find the respective type. In that type, click on that, create one rule. While you are creating a rule, definitely you should have to give some name. You should give a name or not. So test to 2, I am giving some name, simply just like that. And these things context I will explain you later. First we will proceed with the concept. Okay, don't bother about where I am clicking and all. This is the traditional way I'm doing. Okay, now once you create section, you have automatically got something called layout. You know what is layout? Layout means these are all controls I told now. All these controls are there inside this white color pane, correct? Correct, yes or no? This overall, this is holding platform. I mean, like, what do you call it? Like container. The container of this is holding the controls, correct? This is called layout. So generally what is meant by layout? You might be hearing this word layout when you generally hear about real estate. So in the real estate, okay, you have some land, open land is there. They are going to make it as like layouts, different layouts. Okay, layout means you are going to divide the normal land, open land into I mean, like divide into some form of kind of rows and columns where the things are properly being arranged. Like, so left side row houses, right side row houses, and in between road, and the left side bottom you have park, right side, this side we have some other utility areas or something like that. You are going to properly have it as a layout. Layout is going to help you to arrange the things in a proper way, correct? The same way. So when you create a section, you are going to add the controls into the section. Control 1, control 2. Data capture, input related are there in data capture. Action means button, link, all those. Data display, labels and all. Don't have to by heart anything. Something you want, you just go and verify in these 4 tabs. That's it. And just look at here. I'm just going to drag and drop the things inside the layout. So when you add a control in the section, you need to drag and drop the control into layout only. Now all the controls are arranged in a stacked manner. Stack means one on top of another. Like 6 books, if you keep one book on top of another, that is called stack. So now this is the layout, right? If you click on layout properties, here you can see layout format by default stacked. I am going to choose inline grid double. When I do this, what has happened? You tell me. What has happened? The controls are aligned into 2 columns. Into how many columns? 2 columns. So this layout is going to help you primarily to align the controls. Suppose if I go to the layout features again and I choose inline grid triple, then what you will get? 3 columns. Stacked means single column. Inline grid double means all the controls will be arranged into 2 columns. Inline grid triple means all the controls will be aligned into 3 columns. That's how in Pega everything is options, navigations and all. Depending on what you want, you can choose the respective type of this thing. Okay, understand clear everyone? So labels are at the top, controls are at bottom. Suppose here if you find other, click the down arrow, stacked with labels left. Stack means one on top of another, but the labels I want it to be left side, not on the top side. Labels left. You see, this is how you see the way you want. You need to go and proceed to choose the different type of layout. Layout is going to help you. It is a container of controls, of course. Section is container of layout. Layout is container of controls. Layout helps in aligning the controls in a proper order. And also, you can have more than one layout in a section. Can I add one more layout? Yes. If you ever see job registration form, Naukri, Indeed, Monster, like that. Okay. In the registration form, it lasts so many details. Yes or no? Yes. So it will be divided into different layouts, single screen with a number of layouts, where each layout will have some side heading, personal details. Okay. Next one. Okay. Next one is education details. So into this, you will find some controls. In this, you'll find some controls. Suppose third layout, I'm going to add one more layout. Education details after employment details. Like this, if you want to create one form with different side headings of controls, then you are going to use n number of layouts in a section. Maximum limit is not there. You can use n number. Okay, clear everyone? Every one of you, just are you getting the point? You don't bother about navigations that I'm doing. As of now, you need to focus on understanding the concept.
Yes.
So if you want to design user interface in Pega, the one rule type that you need to deal with is section. So one rule type you are learning now, section. Section is a user interface rule in Pega, which is like HTML coding only. HTML means you will code. Here you are doing a drag and drop. Internally, it will generate HTML code, which you cannot see. Okay. But suppose at runtime, if you right click and inspect, then you will see coding, but you cannot change it anyhow. Now, section is a equivalent to HTML user interface rule in Pega, which is used to design the UI. Section rule can be created under user interface category. What is the category in which you create under section? User interface. Section type of rule can be created under the user interface category. Making this statement, you will know about the navigation. Yes or no? Section rule type can be created under user interface category. So, okay, create category user interface, then type is section. That's how it should come in your mind. Okay. Now, in a section, we will add one or more layouts. Into the layouts, we will add controls. Then I will tell you something else further. Okay, up to this clear, right? Next, I'm going to open one diagram and explain. See, generally, I'll explain you these things. We have 15 minutes more. I can give you more theory details and all. This one I'm opening here. Just look at here. So as I told you in the demo class, if you have missed it, you can understand now, no problem. See, typically a web application is comprising of 3 layers. First one, the one which is loaded into browser is called as user interface, front end. So user interface is a layer. Second layer is business logic. Third layer is database. On the Facebook registration form, if you sign up with your data, click on sign up button. The ultimate goal of Facebook from this page is collect the details about some person. Okay. Store this data into their database. Database is a storage place that you cannot see as a user. As an end user, you can only see front end, which is loaded into browser. You cannot see business logic. You cannot see database. So front end, behind the scenes, business logic will be there. Behind to business logic, database will be there. That's how 3-layer architecture, okay, when you are dealing with web application development. Whatever the data you enter into UI and submit, ultimately that data should be stored into database. How the data will be taken from UI and stored or pushed into database to store, that will not be done by browser. That will be done by business logic. What is that? Business logic. The data you enter in UI will be captured into business logic. From the business logic, the data will be kept into queries, SQL queries. If you're dealing with database, SQL queries, but here we don't have to write anything. So UI to logic, logic to, in the logic, it will be placed in queries. The queries, when hit with data to tables, data will be inserted into tables. That's how usually it works. UI to business logic to database. That's how data will move. So at the UI level, user interface level, who is holding the data? This is called control. A control holds the data. A control. So in user interface, a control can hold. See, if I am giving you something, you should hold it now. Your hand is going to hold if I give you one book, right? If in the UI, in the browser, if I am giving data, there should be someone to hold it. In the browser, that's what user interface, controls are there to hold the data. Controls are data holders in the user interface level. At every stage, there is some data holder. In the backend database, in the database, who is data holder? Table. In a database, data holder is table. In a database, data will get stored permanently. Where the data holders are tables. So you'll find the data inside database into
Jamima.
its
Jamima.
tables. Okay, following, right? Now the question is, in the business logic level, who holds the data? See, data is passing from one place to another place. UI you enter, click on a button, the data is moving into business logic. At business logic, there should be something to hold it, right? And from there it is moving to database. There is someone called as table to hold the data. Very good. UI we understand who is holding the data. Business logic we understand who is holding the data. Sorry, database we understand tables holding the data. Business logic, who is going to hold the data? That is called variable. What is that? In business logic we call it as variable. In business logic we have something very generic terminology that is called variable. If you want to design and develop user interface, you need to deal with create section. Create section. That's one thing you need to do. That's the second step actually. First step is something else I will tell you. Properties. Okay, now I am telling you variable. This is not related to Pega alone. It's very generic across any programming language. What is a variable in programming language generally? So variable is a storage element, in the business logic. In the business logic. In a business logic, storage element is variable. Variable holds values at runtime. Business logic will come into picture at runtime. Runtime means while you are executing application in the background, in the business logic, variables holds the data. Variables are data holders. Variables holds data. Data means values. Values are, you can also call it as data. Okay, na? At runtime. So variable is a storage element in the business logic. Variable holds values at runtime. Variable is a terminology which you use almost all in every programming language. Same thing when you come to Pega, you will not call as variable. The terminology in Pega changes. That is property. What is it called as? Property. Property means it holds values at runtime, and these exist in business logic. So at business logic level, who is there to hold the values? Properties. So at UI level, controls will hold the data. You click on sign up, this data will be grasped into business logic. At the business logic level, controls holds the data. Controls whatever the data is, sorry, variables holds it. At business logic level, variables holds the data. The data there with variables will be kept into queries. Query when hits the database, it will go and data will go and sit into tables. Data will go and sit into tables. That queries we don't need to bother about how it looks like and all now. I'll tell you later. Okay. So three data holders: controls in the UI, variables in the business logic, tables in the database. Tables in the database. So UI level, who is going to hold? Okay. That's what we experience to see, right? UI, in UI, controls holds data. In business logic, who will hold the data? Variables. Here in Pega will write, okay, properties holds data. So this is business logic. Database. In a database means overall container, which can contain many tables. So tables holds data in the form of columns and rows. I will show you that. Tables holds data in the form of rows and columns, which I will show you later point of time. Now, okay. Now I have one doubt. What is the doubt? You know, simple doubt. Okay. So in UI, I have three controls. In business logic, I have three variables: first name, last name, gender. In UI, I have entered my value in the first name control, last name control, accordingly last name and gender. And I submitted. This data is been now taken into business logic. Now the doubt is, which control value should be taken by which variable? Three controls, three variables. Which control value should be taken by which variable? That is the question now. Right? In Pega, I'll tell you. This is a control, right? You double click on the control. It will open window. It is asking you variable or property. So map one property to me. I am mapping one property. Where are these properties? These are OOTB, whatever you are saying. We will create manually also. We'll learn how to create manually. We will learn how to use from OOTB also. Now there is one, okay, I will take a simple one, PY label. There is one property which is mapped with a one control. Three properties, three controls. One property one, control one, property two, control two, property three, control three. When you enter data in control 1, 2, 3 and submit, so the data of that control will be given to the property which is mapped to it, Now the value I enter in this control will be given to one property called PY label. Understand how this will happen? So that means when you create section, add controls, input controls, if you add, double click on the control, choose one property here for mapping with the control. At runtime, when you enter the value into this control, the value will be there with this property, which we can see at runtime. Whether it is holding or not, I will show you. So that's how properties and controls should be mapped. So the very first step in creating UI is not section. Before section, you should have properties handy. The very first step in creating UI is create properties. And then create section, add controls into layout, comma, map each control to one property, So when you map it, then it will take at runtime. Okay. So for today, up to this is pretty much fair enough. Okay. The pretty much fair enough information I have given you for today. We will continue tomorrow practically looking at how to create properties and sections. But before that, I will explain you about the context. While creating context is there no name, any rule will give a name. But in which application you want to create, in which class you want to create, that is called context. The context is some application and class. That I will tell you tomorrow. After that, I am going to tell you practically how to do this. September 12, right? Tomorrow, 2025. And tomorrow, beginning, I want to explain you context of rule. And then we are good to work on a practical for sure. Okay. So go ahead now. Someone, Sriram, what is the doubt?
I don't have a doubt. I just want to explain what I understood for a minute. If that is okay, I just want to acknowledge it.
Yes, go ahead. Quickly make it fast.
Yes, UI, I mean, in the UI, the controls means the text box or any drop-down box, anything which holds the value. In business logic, property holds the values. That means in coding level, the label
Correct.
what you are giving for the property, that is PY label, PY something,
correct.
which holds the value in the business logic level, that is in the coding level, and in database, table holds the value. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Thank you. And one more
Nice.
doubt actually here. If you use .py, is .py is Python or just
No.
Pega?
I'll tell you about that PY, PX, PZ later. Just
okay.
Leave it. Okay.
Thank you.
Gnaneshwar, go ahead.
Harsha, talking about this direct inheritance, which you have explained in the diagram. Yesterday you mentioned like direct inheritance is like between built on application and current application. But the diagram in which you gave, both of those framework application and implement application, both of those consist or of part of Markell application, right?
Wait, I'll show you. This is implementation application class group, right? Definition. This is inheriting from framework application class group. Open the definition of framework class group. Clicking here, you will be able to open. This is coming from that I did not touch. I have shown you at the beginning on, right?
Yeah.
Both are not coming from one application. Framework is coming from OOTP. Implementation is coming from framework. That's how inheritance. Parent is parent. Clear?
In that case, that would be a pattern relationship, right?
This is direct. Pattern means in the name. Pattern inheritance is defined by hyphen, not
Yeah.
by drop down. Drop down you are choosing is, here you can see, direct.
Okay.
Okay, now? Okay. So that's it for now. I will open the meeting as usual, like 10 to 15 minutes before tomorrow. Before you come down tomorrow, just go through this class running notes, plus I will be sharing the diagram I have shown you, the document that's called theory document. You know what? I'll be attaching the documents here. I'll attach in a minute. You can wind up for today. Go to this place and download the documents. Thank you.